walked in and they were impressed with my kicks and the way I would just pick up on stuff. And they were like, where'd you train? I was like, I never trained before. And I was embarrassed to say, oh yeah, I would play Tekken all day and copy the moves, and that's how I learned. I would play that video game so much, and I would go into practice mode and I'll have the computer just spar me back and forth, almost like regular training. And I would just keep playing until I see something that I do or I like, and I'll just pick up on it. And for me, I don't know, visually, it was almost like my body just adjusted to it. So when I started to spar, moves that I would see, it would just kind of come back like that. It's just something I couldn't explain. Like every time I would see a cool move on Tekken, man, I would just practice it until I got good at it. And when I do it in training, they'd be like, what the hell is that?
Nice. Excellent jabs. Hey!
Let's go offense on him.
More, couple more.
More offense.
But I think in any fight, 90% of it is mental. I think for fighters, the weakest point of a fighter is their mind. It's not their ground game or their stand-up, it's their mind. I just remember the first time coming into the fight to get in the house, I was terrified. I was scared. And I think it was the first time that I felt alone, where I had to rely on myself. And I know a lot of fighters, they go in the ring and you're there by yourself, but I was in that environment by myself. There was no support. It just made me break through. And of course, with the combination of that and talking to Chael, where he was like, dude, emotions are fake. Nerves are good, don't get me wrong, because nerves let you know you're on edge, you're ready to go. But the emotions where he said, anger, sad, fear, is it really gonna help you? Like if I'm in a fight and I feel sad, is it gonna really help me? If I feel afraid, is it gonna really help? No, it's not, it's actions. It's planting seeds, it's doing what you're supposed to do. That's gonna bring you to the next level. That's gonna get you out of it. It's gonna make you win.
He was a white belt when he first walked in here, he knew nothing. Walked into the Regal Park Tiger Showman's, which is in Queens, New York. I mean, the only thing he knew was those video games, but we showed him the reality of martial arts, and he, took to it like no other.
I grew up in Jamaica. Came here when I was 13. The memories that I have of home is just fun, man. It's just growing up, playing, hanging out with friends, coming home late, getting my ass whooped for coming home late. It's almost like when I came here, it was like, all right, fun's over. It was like a whole new world, It was like, all right, so we go to school, and then we do just go to school. We go to school because we want to do this, we want to make a living, we want to do that, we got to do a job. And when you're 18, you got to move out, and you got to do for a license and all that. Like, whoa, what? It was just a new world, man. And at the time, again, there was no good guidance. I mean, I had good positive role models, my brother, my mom, of course. But I think when martial arts found me, it just gave me a good sense of direction. Thank God my mom put me in there, man. Changed my life. I mean, so far, you just working with Chael. I mean, I train out with him in his camp, man. For me, personally, as a fighter, you yell at me and all that stuff, I'll fuck up. Go out there, I'll fuck up. Keep your hands up, I'll fuck up. And some people are like, stop being a bitch, man. Like, it's more of a soft approach at me. Not that I'm a bitch, it just works. And that's what happened on the show. He approached me differently. People said the same stuff he did, but it's his approach. He approached me differently. He's like, dude, it's okay. I never heard that before. It's okay to lose? Yeah. Maybe I've heard it, but maybe it's the way he said it. It's okay to lose. And what made it so interesting is it's a world-class tournament, man. And you're gonna tell me it's okay to lose that? It made all the difference.
He lost in the ring, but he came back and he tried harder and harder. Through anyone's trials, anyone's journey, they've had losses, but he's gained more than he's lost. He didn't quit. Most people would be like, I said, man, I give up. I'm hanging up the gloves. Not Uriah. He was in here every day. He's here on Sundays. He's training. He doesn't stop. So whether he was down, I don't know. He just never showed it.
When I had those two losses, it sucked at the time, but I believe in just learning from any experience in any situation. Even people that come in your life, good or bad, it's always a learning process. You just got to pay attention. And when I lost to Chris Weidman at that first time, I felt overwhelmed. I heard people say, "Oh, you win this fight, you go to UFC," and I just remember, oh man, let me just get this over with. And I just remember one time someone kept saying, oh, you know he's a world-class wrestler, right? And then one day it just hit me, it got in my head. It was like that poison, it just dropped in my head. I was like, oh man, he's a world-class wrestler. And I'm like, fuck, what if this guy take me down? And that was a fear, you know? And I remember going in that fight, I didn't know if I was gonna win or not. I didn't feel it. I said, I probably lose. And again, it's like poison, man, and it just got the best of me. And now I just remember being there saying, let me just get it over, just get it over, just win, just get it over with. Instead of, all right, what you got? And it happened, and I got caught, you know? I felt like I could have beat him if I had my head on top of me. I pretty much forgot what I'm capable of, and I was more focused on what he's good at. I'm still looking to fight him someday. I'm not trying to be cocky about it. You know, I think he's a great athlete. I mean, he made it to the #2 dude in the world. That's amazing. I lost to the #2 guy in the world. And of course, when the second fight happened, you know, people say, oh, it's the second time, you know, bounce back off that loss. But for me, I don't know, maybe mentally I wasn't there again, and I learned something from it. I didn't let go. I held back. I did it towards the end of the last round, but it wasn't enough. So with those 2 losses back to back, I'm glad it happened. Because not only lets you appreciate the wins more, it taught me a lesson. It taught me what not to do and what to do. And now I'm ready. And let's say I do lose again, I don't even think I'm losing anything. Because now I'm at a level where I'm gonna go out there and not just give 100%, I'm gonna fight. I'm not just gonna hold back. I'm not gonna, you know, of course play it safe, but I'm gonna fight. Like, I'm so much aware of my abilities now. People have been saying it for years, you're good at this, you're good at this. I never saw it, never. But after being on the show, I see it. And someone was making a comment, you know, to say that, you know, your kids are gonna look at you someday and be like, yeah, my daddy did that. But for me personally, I wanna know that I went out there and I let go. I feel a lot better knowing that I let go, man. I gave it my all. Even if I lost, I gave it my all. I don't want to have to say, man, I should have done this, because that's the worst. It's the worst feeling.